Welcome, dear students. I hope you're all revising your lessons. Today, we'll be revising a few concepts in phonetics. We'll be looking at phonemes, syllable, pitch, and intonation. So, let me ask you a question. How many alphabets are there in English? Letters. You all know, right? We have got 26 alphabets or 26 letters in English. But how many sounds are there? In phonetics you have learned, right? We have got 44 sounds or 44 phonemes. Phonemes or sound. Phonemes. There are 44 phonemes. Take the case of Malayalam language. How many sounds are there? We have got 56 letters, right? Shabdangalam 56 ആണ്, sounds 56 ആണ്, letters 56 ആണ്. But in English there is a difference. നമുക്ക് 26 letters but we have got 44 sound units, sounds, right? And from that 12 are vowel sounds. We have got 12 vowel sound, 8 diphthongs, and the rest consonant sounds, right? So these are all called phonemes or shabdangal. So what is the difference? I'll give you an example. You'll understand much better. So what is this? F-A-N, that is fan, right? So what is the first sound? What are the letters used here? The letters from the alphabet. F, A and N. F, A and N. These three alphabets or letters are used to write the word fan. F-A-N. But what are the sounds in the word fan? I'll sound fan. F, A and N sound, right? There are 3 sounds. F, A and N. So what is the first sound? That is F, right? F is the first sound. We use these 2 bars to identify it from the alphabet letter. So this is the alphabet letter. This is the sound F. Take the case of this word. Phone. P-H-O-N-E. So what is the first sound here? F, right? Again it is F sound. But what are the spellings used? Letters used P and H, right? But the sound is F. Now shabdam endana F aanu. Ivide shabdam F aanu. Ivide letter F thaneyanu use cheyidirikkunna, but here endana use cheyidirikkunna P and H. A combination of 2 consonants are used here, P and H. But the sound is F. So that is the difference between this. One of the differences between Malayalam and English language, right? Malayalam നമ്മൾ എഴുതുന്ന എന്തോ അത് തന്നെയാണ് വായിക്കുന്നത്, അല്ലേ? But here നമ്മൾ എഴുതിയ letters are entirely different letters, P and H. But the sound നമ്മൾ produce ചെയ്യുന്ന sound എന്താണ്? F. Did you get the difference? So these are sounds or phonemes. They are called phonemes. So അങ്ങനെ നമുക്ക് എത്ര phonemes ഉണ്ട് English language? We have got 44 phonemes in English language. Only 26 letters. So I hope you have understood, right? This is the basic unit of a sound. Sound unit is called a phoneme. So now what is a syllable? Now we have it's a minimus. I'll give you an example. So now that a phoneme is clear, right? Phoneme endana shabda endana manasilaga. So namakini combinations of these sounds kandu. For example, water. Water. So how many alphabets are there? Letters are used. We have W, A, T, E and R, right? But what are the sounds used here? Please pronounce this word along with me. Water, right? There are 2 sound units. Could you identify that? Water. Hello, 2 sound units identify. So these sound units are called syllables, right? Water. There are 2 sound units. 2 sound units in this word water. That is 2 syllables. We say that there are 2 syllables in the word. So what is a syllable? It's the minimal unit of speech sound, right? For example, for your exams, you will get questions like this. For example, they will give you a word like water. you have to write the number of syllables in that word. Examination, December, September. So you have to find out how many syllables are there in that word. So how do you find out? There is this easiest method. You need to find out how many puffs of air comes out. For example, water and puff of air are produced. So like you need to know this. Or speech unit or unit of speech sound, you will be able to pronounce that unit with a single puff of air. Or puff of air you will be able to pronounce it. For example, water. So you can keep your hand in front of your mouth and you can identify the number of puffs of air coming out. For example, milk, milk. How many puffs of air comes out? There is only one puff of air, right? So it has got only one syllable. Milk. It has got only one syllable. Water. Water. There are two puffs of air coming out, right? So this is how you can find out the number of syllables in a word. So what is a syllable? A syllable is a minimal speech unit which can be produced with a single puff of air, right? So in water, you have got two syllables. Water. Did you get it? So for an exams, this is a sure question. You will be given one or two words, some polysyllabic words. What do you mean by polysyllabic words? There will be more than one syllable. So, for example, this milk is a monosyllabic word. There is only one syllable in this word. But this water, it has got more than two syllables. You can call it a disyllabic words. So you will be given a word and then you will be asked to find out the number of syllables. So now that you understood how to find the number of syllables, right? So what is a phoneme? It's a basic sound unit, right? Then syllable. So this combination, this sound, there is the first sound and the second sound unit. You have got two syllables in this word, water, and you need to find out the number of syllables involved. And next one, for example, I'll give you one more example. Minimal, mel. So how many syllables are there? Mel. There are three syllables, right? You can keep your hand in front of your mouth and pronounce the word mel, right? Three puffs of air comes out. So this is minimal. So this is one question that you need to understand. And another question that we need to identify is, like, you need to identify the consonant sound, or sometimes the question would be identify the vowel sound in the word milk, right? So you need to find out the vowel sound, the milk, which is the vowel sound here, e, milk, e sound, right? So I'll give you a lesson on those vowels and diphthongs in another class. So these are all possible questions. So you need to identify the vowel sounds, identify the diphthongs, identify the consonant sounds, and you need to find out the number of syllables. And another question that you can expect is to mark the intonation. That is another thing that you need to find, because there are languages where there is no change in pitch. What is this pitch? This high and low variations that you find in the spoken language is called pitch. Right? For example, you have that is what this variation, this use of variation is called intonation in this language. The question would be, you need to mark the intonation. If it is high or if it is falling or rising. There are four kinds of intonations mostly. One is, this is rising intonation. You can use this simple. Then you can have this falling intonation, rising intonation and falling intonation. And along with that, we have fall rise and rise fall. So what you have to do for your exam is, there will be a sentence. A sentence will be given. For example, what is a dire? You need to mark the intonation. Or how did you escape? So you need to mark the intonation of the sentence. How did you escape? So you have rising intonation and then falling intonation. So you have to first put a arrow for rising intonation, and then you can put an arrow for falling intonation. Did you get it? So this is this is the variations, variations in the tone, variations in the pitch that you find in the spoken language. So that is another possible question. A sentence would be given and you will be asked to mark the intonation for that sentence, right? So I hope this is clear to you. The phonemes, different phonemes, 44 phonemes in English language. You have got 12 vowels, 8 diphthongs and 24 consonants, right? And then we have syllables, a speech unit or minimal speech unit that you can pronounce with a single puff of air, that is syllable. So that you can also expect this question, what is a syllable? Give examples. So you have to give this definition of the syllable and give examples. These examples would be enough. Water, milk, minimal, and you can count the number of syllables involved there. So that is another question. And the last one, it's about intonation. Again, there can be, you will be asked to define intonation as well as you will be asked to mark intonation. A sentence will be given and you need to mark the intonation, right? So I hope these phonemes, phonemes and syllable, these two concepts are pretty clear to you, right? And its difference from letters. So in the next class, we'll see 12 vowels and 8 diphthongs and how to identify vowels in a word, right? So shall we continue with that?